I am now here with Huntington Learning Center Director Chris Gonzalez, and we are talking back to school tips. Great to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, thanks for having us.
All right, for those who maybe didn't see your past segments, tell us exactly what Huntington Learning Center is.
Sure, so Huntington Learning Center is the oldest tutoring facility in the country. We work with kids from as young as pre-K all the way up through high school, SAT, ACT prep, and we've got a really unique approach to working with students. We start them off with an academic evaluation. It allows us to kind of customize a program for them and meet kids where they're at.
Exactly, because everyone's different.
Absolutely.
Somebody might be better at science than math. Somebody might be better at math than science, so that's like kind of where you fall in to kind of get them all up to par,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Okay, so what are some back to school tips for parents, of course, right now?
Yeah.
School just started.
It did. I don't know about your viewers, but I was pumped up for my kids to get back. I love them, but I was ready. And so, kids thrive off of structure. That's the first tip I can give families. And coming off summer, there's a lot of chaos. Bedtimes whenever, waking up whenever you want. And so getting kids structured, study time, homework time, that's extremely, extremely important.
Yeah, routines.
Exactly. Second one, and this is often overlooked, but come together as a family and set goals about what you want as a homework and kind of overall student, right? So look at what kind of grades you want, what kind of homework you want turned in, when you want that done, and make sure everybody's aware of what that is and have regular family meetings with that. And then finally, incorporate a growth mindset into what you're doing to really improve your students' overall academic health.
Wonderful. And what is a growth mindset exactly? And how do parents build that?
Absolutely. So by definition, a growth mindset is really not necessarily focusing on perfection, but more importantly, growing through something. And kids by nature, they love to know things. They always come up and tell you facts, tell you, hey, do you know about this? Do you know about that? And conversely, they don't like to not know things. And by nature, when you go to school, you learn things that you don't know. And that frustrates a lot of kids, especially younger students, right? And so one of the things that we really encourage families to do is let them know, hey, you're going to school to learn things that you don't know, and that's okay. And it's just about building and moving and growing in the right direction.
I mean, that's the whole point.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So they got to give themselves a little grace as well, right?
Absolutely.
What do parents do if their kids are continuing to struggle, though?
Yeah, so I think the first place to start is with teachers, right? That's they know your kids. Sometimes they're with your kids more than you are during the week. And so go to them and say, hey, how can we help? How can we assist? How can we help you grow and build through that? And then really come alongside them and support them. And also, we talked about growth. If your kids are remaining stagnant, if they're struggling, this is where you have to start to seek outside help. And tutoring can be viewed in a negative light by a lot of families. And we're so quick to find, conditioning coaches, extra hitting coaches for our kids. And it's the same way with academic support. That's where a company like Huntington can really come alongside your family and just give them that extra boost, extra leg up support.
And a lot of the times too, I'm not a parent, but when I was a nanny, the kids would be like, can you help me with my homework? And I was so embarrassed because even when I was in high school and they're like in middle school and I'm like, I don't know how to help you actually. Like I didn't learn it this way. Like Common Core and whatever, that kind of thing. So like the parent can try to help all they want, but if they don't know the content, that's when a tutor would be so great to step in, right?
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of parents don't know the content.
You're so right. And most people don't like to listen to your parents. I know for sometimes with my kids, I'm always wrong, right? And that's just the nature of the beast.
When I learned how to go snowboarding with my husband, I was like, I want an instructor because if you tell me what to do, it's going to cause problems.
You're not listening.
No, I'm not that bad, but it can cause. Yeah, I know what you mean. So if parents want more information about Huntington Learning Center, tell us where they can find more and where you're located.
Yeah, so we're located all around Jacksonville. We've got the Arlington, Jacksonville Beach area, St. Augustine, Palencia, Fleming Island, Mandarin. I mean, you name it, we're all around Jacksonville. But the best place is go to our website, huntingtonhelps.com.
Awesome. Well, great to see you again,
Jordan.
Chris.
Absolutely.
I love when you come on the show. I know you're helping so many kids out there and those
we're
parents
so fortunate.
too.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Good luck with the school year.
Thank you.
Of course.